JD Vance's comments calling Kamala Harris a childless cat lady, as well as the other ridiculous attacks that he's made on women, not just recently, but in the years prior to when he was nominated to be Donald Trump's running mate, have gotten him into some really hot water online for good reason. He's just absolutely being ridiculed and mocked, and again, for good reason. He should be. But it's not just by the Kamala Harris campaign or Democratic officials. Celebrities and public figures alike are coming after JD Vance for the ridiculous things that he said and his horrible policy positions. And because of this, JD Vance, I guess, is trying to hit back at some of our most popular celebrities. He attacked Jennifer Aniston, and in the wake of these Olympics, we've also seen a resurfaced clip of JD Vance attacking American gymnast, one of the greatest, if not the greatest gymnast of all time, Simone Biles. Just a ridiculous person to be going after, and we are going to check out that clip in just a little bit. But before we do, I wanted to play one of my favorite clapbacks to JD Vance, which is from comedian and actress Chelsea Handler, who had just this super viral clip that I want to check out.
Oh, hey! As you might have heard, Donald Trump's running mate and future star of his own Dateline episode, JD Vance, is ruffling quite a few feathers this week.
We're effectively run in this country by a bunch of childless cat ladies who look at Kamala Harris. The entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children.
Listen up, you wingnut elegy. This country is still controlled by men in systems that were set up by men that are carefully crafted to continue to benefit men. So to put it in women-hating terms, you'll understand you're being hysterical. But let's be clear, there's no correlation between childless people and the presidency. For example, our very first United States president, Mr. George Washington, didn't have children. In fact, he had 2 stepchildren. That's right, just like someone else I know. And to your point about Kamala not being fit because she's not a mother, I'd like to remind you that no president in the history of the United States has ever been a mother. But maybe if she had 5 kids with 3 different men and a scandalous affair with a porn star and was convicted felon, that would be more palatable to Republican men. I mean, my God, are we tired? You sad, diet, Mountain Dew drinking, couch humping, dolphin porn aficionado, all of us childless cat and dog ladies are going to go from childless and crushing it to childless and crushing you in November. And before you tell me he didn't really a couch, spare me. I grew up in New Jersey in the 80s where everyone had a couch in their basement, and I know a couch when I see one.
Just a hilarious clip there, and it's going super viral all over the internet because it's so funny, because it's so spot on. But it's not just comments about women's reproductive choices that JD Vance has made, which, again, why he would do so incredibly strange. He also went after Simone Biles for some mental health choices that she decided to make in the last Olympics. And I want to read an article, and then I will play the clip of what JD Vance had to say. Shortly after the U.S. women's gymnastics team won gold at the Paris Olympics, an old clip of JD Vance talking about Simone Biles went viral on social media. Led by 27-year-old Biles, the U.S. won the team final for the first time since the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro. At the 2020 Games in Tokyo, which was delayed to 2021 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the team won silver. That Tokyo team, however, had to finish the event without Biles. After making a number of uncommon mistakes in both qualifying and warm-up for the final, she withdrew from the competition. Biles later cited her mental health as the reason for the decision, and explained she had been experiencing the twisties, a loss of spatial awareness and body control during the aerial maneuvers that greatly increases the risk of serious injury. Following the news of the withdrawal, Vance appeared on Fox News' Outnumbered in July 2021 to criticize the supportive response to Biles' decision to leave the competition. And I'll play the clip of what he had to say.
Did she let down the country, do you think?
Well, I think obviously it's understandable that she was going through an incredible amount of pressure. What I find so weird about this, and it reflects more on the media than it does on Simone Biles, is that we've tried to turn a very tragic moment, Simone Biles quitting the Olympic team, into this act of heroism. And I think it reflects pretty poorly on our sort of therapeutic society that we try to praise people not for moments of strength, not for moments of heroism, but for their weakest moments. And look, being an athlete is tough. Being an athlete at that level is incredibly tough. A normal response in this moment would be to say, it's just a shame that she's going through this. It's a shame that she quit. But instead, what our press has done, I think, is turn this into this weird therapeutic moment. Let's praise her for doing this. And I think that's really where the problem here lies.
JD Vance has now gone after women with cats, Jennifer Aniston, and an American hero in Simone Biles. Really just what an idiot. And he's kind of digging his own grave with these comments, and we're going to get into that in a second. But I can't believe someone would have the audacity to talk about someone's reproductive choices, someone's mental health, someone's family. JD Vance has made all of the worst comments, it seems like in rapid succession, that anyone possibly could. And it's the reason why many in the Trump team are considering replacing JD Vance. Yes, there's been lots of speculation that because he is historically terrible as a running mate, the lowest approval rating for a running mate of any of the two major parties in the history of America. Yes, he is historically bad at this. There's been some consideration with the Trump campaign, potentially changing out JD Vance for someone else. And Chuck Schumer, when asked about that, speculated that, yeah, maybe Trump is second-guessing the Vance pick.
The addition of JD Vance to this ticket, it's incredibly bad choice. I think Donald Trump, I know him, and he's probably sitting and watching the TV, and every day it comes out Vance has done something more extreme, more weird, more erratic. Vance seems to be more erratic and more extreme than President Trump. And I'll bet President Trump is sitting there scratching his head and wondering, why did I pick this guy? The choice may be one of the best things he ever did for Democrats.
I really wouldn't be surprised to see Trump flip on Vance, considering what just a terrible pick he has been. You know, of course, Donald Trump is the worst president we've ever had. He's the worst candidate for president we've ever had. He's the worst former president we've ever had. But JD Vance adds a special level of just weird and concerning and distasteful to huge groups of not just women, but myself as a younger guy. I'm just kind of disturbed by the comments that he's made. Like Pete Buttigieg has said consistently, if you don't know what you're talking about, if you don't know why someone is going through something, if you don't maybe know why someone doesn't have children, why would you comment on it? It's just so strange and shows his lack of character. And someone who responded to that, I mentioned earlier, Jennifer Aniston had critiqued JD Vance for not only his comments about childless cat ladies, but his attacks on IVF. And I really just wanted to share what she had to say. Jennifer Aniston is blasting Senator JD Vance for his resurfaced 2021 comments about women such as Vice President Kamala Harris who have not given birth. In quotes, "I truly can't believe this is coming from a potential Vice President of the United States," the morning show star wrote on her Instagram story on Wednesday. "All I can say is, Mr. Vance, I pray your daughter is fortunate enough to bear children of her own one day." Aniston, who shared her personal IVF journey in the past, continued, "I hope she will not need to turn to IVF as a second option because you are trying to take that away from her too." Yes, not only are these weirdo Republicans deciding that it is their right to criticize everyone's family choices, but they're trying to limit family choice. They claim to be the party of family values, but as we always say, their nominee for president had an affair with a porn star while his wife was pregnant. There's nothing family values about that. There's nothing family values about restricting reproductive freedom, trying to prevent IVF, getting rid of the child tax credit. What is family values about any of that? One of Republicans' top priorities in this year was to stop free school breakfast and lunches in public schools across the country. They literally don't want to feed children. What is wrong with these people? Their comments are weird. Their policy is weird. Their policy is just bad. And they need to be called out for it. And JD Vance, like I said earlier, is really just digging his own grave with these comments because I don't think Donald Trump would hesitate for a second to replace him on the ticket. And honestly, not that he could with any Republican that would be better. All of them are pretty bad. But yeah, JD Vance, I really hope that when Donald Trump loses, JD Vance loses his Senate seat next. I hope it's a double loss for JD Vance because I'm pretty sick of him. And if you are as well and you want to be a part of this channel, this movement, calling out people like JD Vance, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. You join what we are building here. It would really mean a lot to me. We are so close to 100,000 subscribers, and I think we can get there with your help. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, make sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. It really goes a long way. And until next time, I'll see you soon.